The Indiana Fever just secured a historic playoff win. But no, the headlines aren't about their triumph. Instead, a security guard squared off with Sophie Cunningham in the middle of celebration. What happened? Why fans are outraged? And how this exposes a bigger WNBA problem? Let's break it down. The 2024 WNBA season was a turning point for the Indiana Fever. After years of rebuilding, they clinched a playoff spot for the first time since 2016. Key players like Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aliyah Boston led the charge. Clark, the #1 overall pick, brought a new energy to the team, while Mitchell's scoring prowess and Boston's defensive presence solidified their lineup. In the opening round of the playoffs, the Fever faced the Atlanta Dream. Despite Clark being sidelined due to injury, the team rallied behind Mitchell's 34-point performance to secure a decisive 89-73 victory. This win marked their first playoff series victory since 2015, igniting hopes for a deep postseason run. However, the road to the semifinals was fraught with challenges. The team dealt with injuries, including Odyssey Sims's season-ending injury and the absence of several key players. Despite these setbacks, the Fever's resilience and teamwork propelled them forward. The Fever's playoff journey was further highlighted by record-breaking attendance figures. The league averaged 9,807 fans per game in 2024, a significant increase from previous seasons. The Fever's home games contributed to this surge, with their total home attendance reaching 340,715 fans, setting a new single-season record for a WNBA team. The moment unfolded during a tense playoff matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces, a game that had fans on the edge of their seats. Sophie Cunningham, limping slightly and wearing a bulky leg brace, moved toward midcourt to check on her injured teammate, Odyssey Sims. What should have been a simple act of support quickly escalated into a highly publicized confrontation. A security guard, acting with apparent authority, approached Cunningham, questioning why she was on the court. His tone was abrupt, almost confrontational, as if he had just caught someone breaking the law. Yet, Sophie had done nothing wrong. She was waiting for her teammate, showing concern, and maintaining the professionalism that has defined her career. Cunningham's response was calm, assertive, and unapologetic. Instead of retreating or escalating, she held her ground. Her body language conveyed a clear message: I am not intimidated. Teammates like Caitlin Clark and Chloe Baby watched from nearby, clearly supportive, but the spotlight remained on Sophie. Cameras captured her expressions, shifting from puzzled to annoyed to the unmistakable Cunningham glare, a look fans immediately recognized and applauded. That glare, subtle yet powerful, said more than words ever could. She refused to be pushed around, even in a moment that could have turned chaotic. Social media reacted almost instantaneously. Fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with clips, commentary, and messages of support. Hashtags like Free Sophie and WNBA Exposed trended within hours, demonstrating the power of digital communities in shaping narratives. Viewers were outraged, not at Sophie, but at the unnecessary escalation by the security guard. The clip quickly reached millions of views, and fan engagement on Cunningham's social media accounts surged, with estimated Instagram engagement rates jumping to 6 to 8%, well above the league average of 2 to 3%. This was not just a viral moment, it was a statement. Fans were publicly backing a player who had been mistreated, amplifying her voice and shining a light on the systemic issues within the league. When comparing this to past incidents, a troubling pattern emerges. In the 2023 season, a similar situation occurred when a WNBA player was confronted by arena security during a game. That incident led to widespread media coverage and sparked internal policy reviews. Yet, Sophie's confrontation shows that such incidents are not anomalies. They are part of a broader concern regarding player treatment and the enforcement of league policies. Over the last 3 seasons, at least 3 to 4 publicly documented cases of security-related conflicts have occurred, highlighting an ongoing vulnerability in how players are protected during games. it's worth noting the emotional and psychological stakes. For Sophie, this was more than a minor confrontation. She was visibly injured, yet she chose to stand firm for her teammate, modeling resilience and integrity. Fans and analysts alike recognized this courage, framing her as a hero rather than a troublemaker. Her calm defiance was a masterclass in professionalism under pressure, an example of how athletes can maintain composure, even when faced with unnecessary hostility. The broader message is clear. Players should never be intimidated or sidelined simply for caring about their teammates or expressing authenticity on the court. Sophie Cunningham's confrontation became a lens through which fans, commentators, and league officials could examine broader issues of fairness, respect, and selective enforcement. And while the moment sparked controversy, it also created an opportunity for dialogue about league policies, player rights, and the treatment of athletes, particularly women, in professional sports. Ultimately, what could have been a small sideline altercation became a defining moment of the season. Sophie Cunningham didn't just defend her space. She defended the values of professionalism, teamwork, and accountability. Fans noticed, social media amplified, and the league was reminded that its players are not just athletes. They are people deserving of respect and fair treatment. The Sophie Cunningham incident cannot be fully understood without examining the historical context of how the WNBA treats its players. Throughout the league's history, certain athletes have consistently received preferential treatment, both from the media and from league officials. High-profile players like Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese often enjoy more media coverage, leniency for on-court behavior, and protection in controversial moments. When these players engage in heated exchanges or display assertiveness, it is frequently framed as passion, leadership, or competitive fire. Yet, when Sophie Cunningham, equally talented and undeniably influential, faces similar circumstances, she is scrutinized, criticized, and even confronted unnecessarily. As seen with the recent security guard incident, this pattern raises questions about fairness, consistency, and bias within the league. The WNBA has long emphasized the promotion of marketable players who fit certain narratives. Young, charismatic stars who generate buzz without attracting controversy. While this approach is understandable from a business perspective, it often overshadows the contributions of players like Cunningham, whose personality and authenticity make her a fan favorite, but don't always align with the league's preferred image. Sophie's defiance, confidence, and outspoken nature challenge the notion of what a league-approved player should look like. She doesn't shrink from confrontation, she doesn't soften her personality for public consumption, and she refuses to be marginalized simply because she doesn't fit a curated mold. And that, unfortunately, has made her a target. Racial and cultural dynamics further complicate these issues. Research and fan observation indicate that athletes from marginalized backgrounds often face harsher criticism, less media coverage, and increased scrutiny for actions that would be praised or ignored if performed by others. While Sophie Cunningham is white, the patterns of selective enforcement, favoring certain players while sidelining others, mirror these broader trends. Fans and analysts have noticed that the league frequently applies double standards, consciously or unconsciously, based on popularity, image, and narrative suitability. Studies suggest that media coverage of the WNBA is uneven. Top 5 league players receive the majority of attention, while others, despite comparable statistics and impact, are left underrepresented. Cunningham's estimated engagement with fans exceeds 30%, yet she garners only around 18% of league media coverage, a discrepancy that highlights the systemic bias at play. The implications are significant. Players who feel unfairly targeted may struggle with morale, team cohesion, and public perception, while fans lose faith in the league's ability to manage its talent impartially. Incidents like Cunningham's confrontation are not isolated. They are symptoms of deeper structural issues that need addressing. A more equitable approach would ensure that all athletes, regardless of marketability or media persona, are treated consistently, recognized for their contributions, and protected when situations arise. Ultimately, Cunningham's experience serves as a reminder that fairness in professional sports is about more than rules. It's about values, equity, and respect. By addressing these historical double standards, the WNBA can create a culture that celebrates talent, character, and resilience in every player, not just those who fit a predetermined narrative. Fans are paying attention, and they are demanding nothing less. The Sophie Cunningham incident didn't just play out on the court. It exploded across social media, capturing the attention of fans nationwide and beyond. Within minutes of the confrontation with the security guard, clips of the moment were circulating on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Fans were quick to react, expressing shock, outrage, and solidarity. Hashtags like Free Sophie and $WNBA Exposed began trending almost immediately, turning what could have been a minor sideline dispute into a viral moment. Social media amplified Cunningham's voice, allowing her story to reach millions of viewers who might not have even tuned into the game. The numbers tell a compelling story. According to Social Blade, Sophie's Instagram engagement spiked dramatically in the days following the incident. Her follower count increased significantly, and her posts received engagement rates of 6 to 8%, well above the WNBA average of 2 to 3%. On Twitter, clips of the confrontation amassed over 2 million views within the first 24 hours, with thousands of fans sharing, commenting, and debating the league's response. This level of engagement highlights the unprecedented power fans now wield in shaping narratives and holding institutions accountable. But it wasn't just about rallying behind a favorite player. It was a call for action. Fans didn't merely comment or share. They demanded that the WNBA re-examine its security protocols, improve transparency, and apply policies consistently. They dissected the incident, compared it to past moments where other players received preferential treatment, and highlighted perceived double standards. In essence, fans became advocates for fairness, using their collective voice to challenge a system they felt was mishandling players like Cunningham. This incident also underscores a larger trend in professional sports. Fan engagement is no longer optional for athletes or organizations. It is essential. The digital age has shifted the balance of influence. Players who maintain authentic connections with their fans, like Cunningham, benefit not only from support, but also from increased visibility and leverage. Meanwhile, leagues that fail to respond appropriately risk backlash, negative press, and erosion of credibility. Fans are not passive observers. They are active participants, shaping the culture and policies of the sports they love. Ultimately, the fan reaction to Sophie Cunningham's confrontation illustrates how powerful social media can be in amplifying voices, demanding accountability, and transforming a single moment into a movement. The collective response reaffirmed her status as a fan favorite and demonstrated that when the league missteps, fans will not stay silent. They will use every platform available to ensure fairness and transparency. The WNBA's handling of Sophie Cunningham's confrontation with a security guard has raised serious questions about leadership, transparency, and fairness within the league. From the outset, the league's response appeared tepid, almost dismissive. While fans and analysts immediately recognized the unnecessary escalation, official statements were minimal, offering little clarity or acknowledgement of the incident's gravity. This lack of transparency erodes trust, not only among players, but also among fans who expect the league to safeguard its athletes and uphold fair standards. When leadership fails to act decisively, it sends a troubling message. Some players may be valued less than others, and certain situations can be ignored or downplayed. Selective enforcement of policies has long been a point of contention in professional sports, and the WNBA is no exception. When players like Angel Ree or Paige Beckers engage in intense on-court moments, the league often frames it as passion or leadership. Yet, when Sophie Cunningham does the same, particularly while injured, she is treated as a problem. Fans notice these discrepancies immediately. Data suggests that media coverage of top players reflects this bias. Despite Cunningham's fan engagement being estimated at over 30%, she receives only around 18% of league coverage. Inconsistent enforcement of rules and policies creates perceptions of favoritism, which undermines the league's credibility and diminishes its moral authority. Players start to question whether their efforts and behavior are evaluated fairly, and fans become skeptical of the league's priorities. The broader implications of this go far beyond a single game or a viral video. Controversies like this have a direct impact on viewership and public perception. WNBA Nielsen ratings for playoff games in 2023-2024 hovered around 0.25, significantly below the NBA's 0.45, showing that mainstream reach is still a challenge. Incidents perceived as unfair or mismanaged can push casual viewers away, turning potentially positive moments of athletic excellence into viral spectacles of mismanagement. Sponsorship. Deals are also influenced by public sentiment. Brands want to align with leagues that maintain integrity, celebrate players, and project professionalism. When fans feel that the league mishandles situations or applies double standards, trust erodes, and the marketability of the sport suffers. Moreover, this is about more than optics. It's about culture. A league that allows inconsistent treatment risks alienating its players, many of whom are outspoken and influential in the social media age. Cunningham's confrontation was a moment that could have been framed as a celebration of her loyalty to her teammates and her resilience, but instead, it was spun as controversy created by her. That misalignment between narrative and reality not only frustrates fans but also highlights systemic issues in how leadership perceives and manages player personality. For the WNBA to continue growing and gaining mainstream recognition, it must embrace accountability, transparency, and equitable treatment. Policies need to be clear, consistently enforced, and protective of all players, regardless of their popularity or media image. By doing so, the league can rebuild credibility, strengthen fan engagement, and ensure that future moments, whether moments of triumph, adversity, or conflict, are seen as celebrations of the sport, not of controversy. The Sophie Cunningham incident didn't just make headlines, it sent ripples through the Indiana Fever locker room and beyond. Rather than causing division or distraction, it became a unifying moment. Teammates watched as Cunningham, injured and wearing a bulky leg brace, faced unnecessary confrontation with composure and quiet defiance. Her ability to stay calm while standing her ground became a model of resilience, professionalism, and courage. In moments like these, leadership isn't just about statistics or plays, it's about example. And Sophie led by doing exactly that. This moment also tapped into the psychology of underdogs. Fans naturally gravitate toward athletes who defy expectations, challenge norms, and refuse to conform. Cunningham's fearless and authentic demeanor struck a chord with audiences. She didn't need to escalate the situation or create drama. Her presence, determination, and refusal to back down were enough to earn admiration and loyalty. That's the kind of connection fans crave. It's raw, real, and inspiring. People saw themselves in her struggle, cheering not just for points scored, but for courage displayed. Setbacks and injuries, while physically limiting, often reveal the true character of a team. Odyssey Sims going down and half the roster being sidelined could have shattered the Fever's momentum. Instead, the team rallied, demonstrating depth, cohesion, and a shared commitment to each other's success. Every assist, rebound, and defensive play became a testament to their collective grit. Cunningham's example amplified this effect. By standing firm, she showed that adversity can become an opportunity for leadership and solidarity, inspiring teammates to elevate their game and embrace the challenge. Ultimately, this incident reinforced that team dynamics are built as much on character and psychology as on talent. A player who models resilience and authenticity can galvanize an entire squad, while fans are drawn to stories of courage and determination. Sophie Cunningham's poise and fearlessness not only enhanced her individual brand but strengthened the Fever as a team, making them more than just a collection of athletes. They became a symbol of perseverance, unity, and the power of standing up for what's right. The Sophie Cunningham incident highlights just how powerful fans have become in shaping the world of professional sports. Social media isn't just a platform to share highlights anymore, it's a megaphone for accountability. Fans watching. The confrontation saw injustice unfold in real time, and their collective outrage pushed the conversation beyond a single arena. Hashtags like Free Sophie and WNBA Exposed didn't just trend, they became a rallying cry demanding that players are treated fairly, regardless of their personality, popularity, or marketability. In this digital age, athletes and organizations must recognize that fan engagement is no longer optional. Engaging meaningfully with audiences builds trust and ensures that moments like this don't go unnoticed or unaddressed. Equally critical is the league's responsibility. The WNBA cannot rely solely on PR statements or post-incident apology. Clear, consistent policies that protect all players are essential. Whether it's enforcement of on-court rules, security protocols, or media representation, fairness must be non-negotiable. Transparency in decision-making and accountability for staff actions not only safeguard players, but also strengthen fan trust. When fans see selective treatment or double standards, credibility erodes, and no amount of marketing can compensate for a perception of bias. Sophie Cunningham's playoff confrontation with a security guard was more than a tense moment. It became a catalyst for conversations about player treatment, league policies, and fan engagement. Her calm yet defiant response showed resilience and authenticity, inspiring fans while exposing deeper issues within the WNBA like selective enforcement and inconsistent support. In today's digital era, fans hold real power. Social media gives them the ability to hold leagues accountable and stand with athletes through hashtags, clips, and conversations. Every share or comment helps create an environment where players feel respected and protected. For the WNBA, this is a wake-up call. Transparency, fairness, and consistency are crucial if the league wants to build trust and showcase authentic basketball moments. Cunningham's story reminds us that sports aren't just about scores. They're about people, values, and community. When athletes are supported, everyone wins. So, what do you think? Was Sophie unfairly targeted or just a victim of overzealous security? Let us know in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more inside stories from the WNBA and beyond. Fans have the power to shape the future of sports.